Alright guys, before we get into today's video, I have a special guest for you guys. The man of the hour, someone you might not expect, Pyro Crispy Faye. Say hi, Pyro.
Yo, hey, what's up, I'm on my phone, sorry if I sound weird.
No, you sound good, mate. But yeah, Pyro and I are deciding to finally squash this drama. We're just absolutely done with it. It's affecting our mental, and we feel like overall that the drama's run its course.
Yeah, it has. Again, as Tribe said, me and him have just been, our mental has been affected so bad these past couple of days, just throwing videos at each other. We haven't really even been sleeping either, which is really bad for us. We're trying to make Untitled boxing game content. We can't even do that. Now, this isn't us saying one of us is wrong. This isn't us saying one of us is right. This is us saying that we don't want to do this anymore, and we don't want any hate being sent to Tribe, and I don't want any hate being sent to me.
Yeah, exactly. As I have to stress this. I can't stress this enough. No hate directed towards Pyro. Leave the man alone. He threw enough as is, and of course, you know, vice versa. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Let's get straight into the video, and let's hope we can get back into our regularly scheduled UBG content. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Hawk is not as good as people think it is. Hey guys, Trife here, back again with another video. If you don't know, I've been testing out Hawk recently, and I realized that you guys don't know what you're talking about. I don't know in what world Hawk is broken, but it's not this game. In this game, Hawk is good at best. Let me explain. Basically, people think Hawk is broken because of two things: sway back and the damage. Right off the bat, that doesn't make sense because sway back is just redundant. You can't double dash with it. It has nerfed iframes. Yes, it's omnidirectional, so you can PD anything. You don't have to worry about sides. But if you're remotely decent at the game, sides shouldn't matter to you. You can look at the punch, see the side it's coming from, and switch on reaction. It's a bit difficult for some people, but depending on your device, it's not that bad at all. Not to mention that pretty much all the stats in Hawk's base are pretty bad, which makes its dashes generally just pretty mediocre. So again, I don't know how that makes sense. Speaking of which, that actually leads into my second point, the fact that its damage is so broken. Well, it's not. Its base damage is some of the worst in the game. It has the worst base stats, or some of the worst base stats. Its block is consistently low across the board, so it takes so much damage in return, and it's just really weak to feints. Not to mention, obviously, yes, ecstasy is broken, but the requirement to be able to gain ecstasy and maintain it is pretty difficult, and usually is not going to happen, especially with the existence of PD fishing, and the fact that you have to do 2 bars worth of damage to be able to get to that point. Most of the time, you will either be in Bloodlust or Base. Let's assume most of the time you'll be in Bloodlust. The only good factor about Bloodlust as a whole, as a mode, is the fact that you have anti-heal. And not exceptional anti-heal. It's not like Hawk Ecstasy or Slugger, for example. It's around Iron Fist anti-heal, so it's kind of a difference. It makes confirming ult damage that you do off a raw ult pretty good, and that does make it strong. But other than that, there's nothing exceptional about it. And this is assuming you'll mostly be in Bloodlust. Smart players will force you into base quite often, and it's not that hard. And of course, as we said before, base has some of the worst stats in the game. So to be able to get into Ecstasy and Bloodlust, you first have to deal with these bad stats. And when you're dealing with a style that has really bad stats, it's often hard to be able to get the momentum going. You have to work a lot harder than your opponent because you're doing a lot less damage. And it's also all about the mental. You don't really have as much of an impact as a Hawk player. The only reason why people think Hawk is remotely broken is because when you're using Hawk optimally, you look like a fucking idiot, because all you do as a Hawk main is hold W and press spacebar, nothing else. Because you can't double dash with the style, backdash is useless, and the styles intend to be as aggressive as possible and being lucky with your hits so you can hopefully gain to ecstasy and start doing big damage. As a result, what it basically looks like is that you're a complete bum, a noob, who's just doing nothing but holding W and pressing spacebar. And to most people, they think brain dead means broken. Therefore, a style that's brain dead like Hawk is broken. It's not. It's just really easy to use, but at the same time, it's very easy to counter if you know what you're doing. In fact, that's what I'm going to show in today's video. So yeah, let's get straight into it. But before that, massive shout out to the 7 members of the Trife channel: Cool Guy Flunker, Arlaws, Brownoi, Lil Z, Mercenary, Valerie, and Booby.
you.